My father always said blood was thicker than water. He said that when I caught my brother in bed with my fiancée. He said that when I packed my bags and disappeared. And now, 6 years later, he's on the phone asking me to forgive before my wedding. He doesn't know what I've been planning ever since that night. The woman who shattered my world just texted me 2 weeks before my wedding. Hey, I'm Jasper. And in just 14 days, I'm supposed to marry the love of my life. Julia. My anchor. She's one of those people who just walks into a room and everything around her steadies. She's brilliant, a corporate attorney with that quiet, commanding confidence that makes everyone else straighten their posture without even realizing it. I never thought I'd get this kind of peace again. Not after what happened 6 years ago. But 3 nights ago, everything I buried started clawing its way back up. My phone buzzed. I didn't think much of it at first, probably a friend texting about the wedding plans or something. But then I saw the name. Ellie. I swear, my chest physically tightened. Like someone reached inside and squeezed. I hadn't seen or heard her name in 6 long years. And her message? It was simple. Almost too simple. Jasper, I need to see you one last time. Please. Everything isn't what you think it was. Everything inside me went cold. Ellie wasn't just some ex. She was my fiancée. The woman I was supposed to marry. 6 years ago, our wedding was all set. The venue was paid in full. My tux was hanging in the hotel closet. Her dress had been tailored to perfection. Our families were flying in. We'd been together for 4 years, and I genuinely believed I knew every inch of her soul. Turns out, I didn't know a damn thing. The night before the wedding, I realized I'd forgotten to pick up the backup wedding band. No big deal, right? My groomsmen and I were staying at a hotel, but the ring was at our shared place. It was late, around 10 p.m., but I figured Ellie would still be up, probably laughing with her bridesmaids, sipping champagne or something. I still remember unlocking the door, thinking about how I'd kiss her goodnight before tomorrow, the biggest day of our lives. But as soon as I stepped in, I heard it. Her laugh. Not just any laugh. That low, breathy one she only ever used with me. Except it wasn't for me this time. I followed the sound down the hall, heartbeat pounding so loud I swear it echoed in my ears. I pushed open the bedroom door, and there she was. In our bed. With my half-brother, Victor. It wasn't some awkward, heat-of-the-moment accident. No. The look on their faces when I caught them wasn't panic, it was acceptance. Like they knew it was going to blow up eventually. Like I'd walked into something that had been going on for a long, long time. I didn't scream. I didn't throw anything. I just froze. It felt like the entire world was suspended in that 30-second silence. Victor started babbling, God knows what. Ellie yanked the sheet up, crying, saying my name over and over like that would undo anything. And then she said the words that burned themselves into my brain forever. Jasper. I'm so sorry. But I never wanted to marry you. I wanted him. I've always wanted him. Tomorrow, I was supposed to be her groom. Instead, I was just the idiot standing at the door, listening to the woman I loved confess she'd never actually wanted me. I walked out. No goodbye. No explanation. Just silence. By midnight, I called the venue and canceled the wedding. By 2 a.m., I'd emailed every guest, explaining the ceremony was off and that I'd take care of their travel reimbursements. By sunrise, I had 2 suitcases packed. And by noon, what should have been my wedding day, I was on the highway, heading 3 hours away to crash with an old college buddy who'd been begging me to join his startup idea. I cut Ellie off completely. Blocked her on everything. Victor too. And since Victor was my dad's golden child from his second marriage, I basically cut my dad off too. I didn't just end a relationship, I burned down my entire life and walked out of the ashes. The first year was brutal. Work became my escape. I buried myself in 18-hour days building a construction management software company with my friend. Because if I stopped working, my brain went straight back to that night. To her laugh. To the way Victor didn't even look guilty. But then something shifted. By year 2, the company was actually taking off. By year 3, we were named one of the state's fastest growing businesses. By year 4, I bought out my partner and opened 3 offices. The pain dulled. The nights got quieter. Ellie and Victor became ghosts. And then Julia walked into my life. We met during a contract dispute. She was on the opposing side. She was sharp, unflinching, every word measured. I walked out of that conference room knowing 2 things. 1, I'd lost the negotiation. And 2, I wanted to see her again. She rejected my dinner invite the first time. And the second. The third time she finally said yes, but only because, in her words, I showed persistence without being a creep. I'll take that as a win. We've been together for 2 years now. She knows everything about Ellie. She's seen me when the anniversary of that night rolls around and I go quiet. And she's never tried to fix me. She just stays beside me, strong and steady. 2 months ago, I proposed. She said yes. We planned a small, intimate ceremony. No drama. No big production. Just us choosing each other. And then Ellie's text dropped into my phone like a grenade. I showed it to Julia, because that's what we do. No secrets. I expected her to say, block her. Forget her. But instead, she looked me dead in the eye and said, if you're going to meet her, do it on your terms. Close that door properly. And now I'm stuck. Do I meet the woman who destroyed me? What could she possibly say after 6 years of silence? Part of me wants to just ignore it, leave her ghost buried where it belongs. But the other part? The part about to walk down the aisle with someone I actually love? That part wonders if Julia's right. Maybe I need to hear whatever weak excuse Ellie's been holding on to, and slam that door in her face. What would you do? Edit, to answer a few questions. Yeah, Victor had keys to the apartment. I'd given him a spare set months earlier when he was between places. Stupid, I know. And yes, my dad defended him at the time, said I was overreacting, that boys will be boys. I barely speak to him now. As for Ellie and Victor, I have no idea what happened to them after I disappeared. I never looked back. But now, they forced their way back into my story. And I have no idea what's waiting on the other side of that message. Update 1, 4 days later. Hey everyone, Jasper here again. First off, I just want to say, thank you. Seriously. Reading through all those comments after my first post, it grounded me. The most common advice was crystal clear: if I decide to face Ellie, it has to be on my terms. No letting her spin the narrative. No giving her a private corner to cry her way into rewriting history. No emotional ambush. Julia and I spent hours talking that night. And she has this incredible gift: she can slice right through all the emotional fog like a scalpel. She told me, you don't owe this woman anything. Not a reply. Not a second of your time. But if some part of you needs to close that door before we open ours, then I won't stop you. I just won't let you give her a single inch of control. That's when the plan took shape. The next morning, I finally texted Ellie back. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. Edison Lounge. Come alone. For context, Edison Lounge is this high-end cocktail bar in the financial district. Sleek, upscale, public, and most importantly, not tied to a single memory of our past together. No sentimental triggers. No leverage. What Ellie didn't know was that I wouldn't be walking in alone. Julia insisted on coming. She told me flat out, I'm not there to fight for you. I'm there because I'm your future. And she needs to see that. Yesterday at 6:45 p.m., we walked through Edison's heavy glass doors. Julia, God. She looked like she stepped straight out of a power suit fantasy, tailored charcoal blazer, sleek ponytail, calm steel in her eyes. She radiated everything Ellie had tried to rip away from me 6 years ago: strength, security, clarity. We claimed a large corner booth. Perfect line of sight to the entrance. Julia, me, and a couple of my closest friends, Michael and Dev, there not to intervene, just to make sure I didn't get cornered. No dimly lit heart-to-heart. No back doors. 7:03 p.m. Ellie walked in. And for a second, I didn't even recognize her. 6 years ago, she was vibrant, always perfectly styled, always glowing like the center of every room. But the woman who stepped through those doors looked smaller. Faded. Like the world had scraped off her shine. Her hair was different. Her clothes were clean, nice even, but nothing like the designer pieces she used to obsess over. No ring. No polished, confident smile. But her eyes, those hollow, desperate eyes, those were what hit me. She spotted me immediately. Then Julia. Then the guys. And just like that, her face cracked. Jasper, she whispered when she reached us. I didn't realize you'd bring other people. I kept my voice even. You said you needed to talk. So talk. This is Julia, my fiancée. Julia gave her the world's most polite nod. No smile. No handshake. Just presence. And I could actually see Ellie deflate a little. Could we talk privately? She asked, her voice trembling. No, I said, steady and calm. Not angry. Just final. Whatever you have to say it here. She sat down across from me. Tears were already gathering, and we hadn't even started. Jasper, I know what I did was unforgivable, but you need to know. Ellie, I cut in. You texted me saying everything isn't what I think it was. So here I am. Say what you came to say. No warm-up. No performance. She stared at Julia again, then back at me. Victor and I, it wasn't supposed to happen. It just, don't. I lifted my hand. Don't you dare say it just happened. I saw you in our bed. The night before our wedding. There were wine glasses on the nightstand. You two weren't some tragic one-time mistake. You were on a damn date in our home. She flinched. Then nodded. Tears spilled over. You're right. It wasn't the first time. It had been going on for 3 months. Hearing it out loud didn't even sting anymore. It was just empty. But Jasper, you have to understand. I don't have to understand anything. My voice was low but firm. You cheated on me with my own brother while letting me plan a wedding for you. You let my family spend thousands. You let me stand on the edge of a future that never existed. Her voice cracked. I know. God, I know. And I've paid for it, Jasper. I've paid for it. That's when Julia leaned forward, her tone razor sharp. Paid for it how? By dealing with the consequences of your own choices. Ellie shot her a quick glare before turning back to me. Victor left me after you did. He said it was a mistake and that he wasn't ready for anything serious. I lost my job when people found out. Most of our friends took your side. My parents barely speak to me. I waited for some feeling to come. Anger. Satisfaction. Pity. Something. But all I felt was nothing. Just a clean, quiet absence. And what does any of that have to do with me? I asked. I made a mistake, she whispered. I've spent 6 years regretting it. Therapy, self-work, everything. I just needed you to know that I'm sorry. That I understand what I destroyed. And that I hope? Julia cut in again, voice calm but cutting. You hope what? That he forgives you so you can sleep better at night? Ellie's eyes widened. I just wanted closure. Julia leaned in, unwavering. No. What you wanted was absolution. That's not the same thing. You want him to say it's okay. That you're not the villain. But Jasper isn't your priest. And he sure as hell isn't your therapist. I squeezed Julia's hand under the table. A silent thank you. Ellie, I said softly, meeting her tear-filled eyes, you want me to say something that makes you feel less guilty. But I can't do that. 6 years ago, you blew up my life. And I built a new one from the ground up. I have a company. A home. A woman I love more than anything. All of that exists because I left you behind. Her face twisted, raw and broken. So, you're saying you're glad it happened? I'm saying I've moved on, I replied steadily. I don't think about you anymore. I don't hate you. You're just nothing to me now. And that's not cruelty. That's just what healing looks like. Jasper, please. Thank you for coming, I said, standing. Honestly, I think I needed to see you one last time to realize how truly over this I am. But this is goodbye. For real. Julia stood beside me like a storm in heels. She looked Ellie dead in the eye. From this moment on, you do not contact Jasper. Not for closure, not for apologies, not for anything. We're getting married in 10 days. You are not part of our story anymore. Are we clear? Ellie nodded, crying silently. We walked out. The drive home was quiet. Julia held my hand the entire way. No speeches. No overthinking. Just steady warmth. When we got home, she poured us 2 whiskeys, clinked her glass gently against mine, and asked, "How do you feel?" I took a long breath. Lighter, I admitted. Like I just put down a weight I didn't even know I was still carrying. She smiled softly, kissed my forehead, and whispered, "Good. Now let's get married and never think about her again." We're getting married next Saturday. Assuming no more bombs drop, the next time I post, it'll be as a married man. Edit, a few of you asked about Victor. Yeah. An hour after I got home, I got a text from an unknown number. I heard you met with Ellie. We should talk too. I need to explain. I blocked it immediately. One Ellie is already more than enough. I have no interest in anything Victor has to say. Update 2, 6 days later. I honestly didn't think I'd be back here so soon. After that meeting at the Edison Lounge, I felt done. Lighter. Like I'd slammed a door shut and finally walked away from 6 years of ghosts. But apparently, some doors don't stay closed quietly. 2 days after the meeting, my phone lit up with a name I hadn't seen in forever, my dad. For some context, my father and I have been strangers for the better part of 6 years. When everything went down with Ellie and Victor, he didn't hesitate to pick a side. And spoiler alert, it wasn't mine. He called me overdramatic, said these things happen, and actually told me to be the bigger man because family matters more. When I told him I was leaving town after finding my fiancée in bed with my half-brother the night before my wedding, he accused me of running from my problems. Since then, our conversations have consisted of awkward birthday texts and the occasional half-hearted "Merry Christmas." That's it. So when his name popped up on my screen, my first instinct was to let it ring out. But Julia was sitting next to me, and something in me, maybe ego, maybe pride, didn't want her to think I was avoiding him. I answered. "Jasper," he said. His voice was gravelly, tired, the way someone sounds when they're about to guilt trip you. "Victor told me you met with Ellie last week." "Yeah," I said, keeping my tone as neutral as humanly possible. "He's really struggling right now," my dad continued. "He's asking if you'd be willing to talk to him. He wants to apologize. Try to make things right before your wedding so the whole family can be there to celebrate." I actually laughed out loud. Not sarcastically. Not cruelly. Just this genuine, disbelieving laugh. "You're calling me," I said slowly, "to advocate for Victor. The same Victor who slept with my fiancée the night before our wedding." There was a long, heavy sigh on the other end. That sigh I know all too well. The "I'm trying to be patient with your irrational outburst" sigh. "That was a long time ago, son," he said. "People make mistakes. He's family." "No," I said, flat and ice cold. "He was family. He stopped being that the second he betrayed me. And you stopped being much of a father the second you chose him over me." Silence. Then the defensive edge crept in. "That's not fair. I was trying to hold the family together. By telling me to forgive the unforgivable? By minimizing what happened? Dad, you made your choice 6 years ago. And I made mine. I left. I built a new life. And in 4 days, I'm marrying a woman who actually respects me. So no. Victor and his apology can go to hell. Jasper." I cut him off. "Do not call me again to plead his case. Do not show up at the wedding. Actually, no, you're not invited anyway. This conversation's over." Click. Julia squeezed my hand as I set my phone down. She didn't say much, just, "I'm proud of you." Quiet. Solid. Real. I wish that had been the end of it. But yesterday, things got worse. My best friend and business partner, Michael, called me in the middle of the afternoon. And the tone of his voice told me something was seriously off. "Dude," he said, "you need to know something. Ellie showed up at my office." Yeah. She actually tracked him down. She'd walked into his workplace claiming she was worried about me. According to Michael, she told him she thought I was rushing into marriage without processing my trauma. She asked him to talk some sense into me and even suggested I should postpone the wedding. Michael's response? "Leave now or I call security." The audacity of that woman. After 6 years. After blowing my life apart. She somehow thinks she's qualified to save me from moving on. Julia didn't even hesitate. Within hours, she'd pulled some strings through her law firm and drafted a formal cease and desist letter. Delivered to Ellie that evening. Clear as day, any further contact with me, Julia, or anyone in my circle would be legally considered harassment. I didn't even know she was doing it until it was already done. When I asked her why, she just said, "Because you're too nice to do it yourself, and she clearly doesn't understand what no means." And right then, I knew without a shadow of a doubt, I'm marrying the right woman. This morning, I opened my inbox and saw an email from Victor. I shouldn't have skimmed it, but curiosity got the better of me. He wrote about how he's grown as a person. How he's now engaged himself, poor woman, how he's so sorry for the past, and how Ellie reached out to him after seeing me. He said she isn't in a good place mentally and asked me to show her some compassion. I forwarded the email to Julia without replying. Her response came back 2 minutes later. Want me to send him a cease and desist too? I actually laughed. Told her not yet. But keep it locked and loaded. The wedding is in 4 days. We've got about 40 guests, friends from the business, Julia's family, a few old college buddies. No one toxic. No one with ulterior motives. Just people who love and support us. Julia and I went on a long walk tonight under the streetlights. She asked if I was worried about Ellie or Victor pulling something at the wedding. Honestly? A small part of me is. But the venue is a private estate with controlled entry. We've already notified security. If your name's not on the list, you're not stepping foot past the gate. Ellie can text into the void. Victor can send all the long-winded apology essays he wants. My dad can stew in his guilt. None of it matters. Because I've already walked away. Next update will hopefully be the last one, after I marry the love of my life. Edit, for those asking, my mom passed away when I was 12. That's why my dad remarried and I ended up with Victor as a half-brother. No one from my side will be at the wedding. Julia's parents and sister will be there, though. And honestly? That's more than enough. Final update, 12 days later. Well, I'm officially a married man. Last Saturday, Julia and I said, I do. And I'm not exaggerating when I say, it was perfect. The weather was crisp and clear, the kind of early autumn air that makes everything feel golden and steady. The venue looked incredible. And the best part? No ghosts from my past showed up. No surprise appearances, no last-minute drama, no emotional ambush. It was just us and the people who actually wanted to be there. The day before the wedding, I did get one final text from an unknown number. 3 words. I'm sorry, Jasper. I'm almost certain it was Ellie. The number was blocked after Julia's cease and desist went through. I didn't respond. I didn't even let it sit on my phone long enough to think about it. I just hit delete. That was the moment I realized how far I'd come. 6 years ago, those 3 words would have gutted me. Now, they didn't even make a dent. The wedding itself was everything I never got to have all those years ago, simple, intentional, real. Michael, my best man, gave this speech that made everyone laugh and tear up at the same time. He said I rose from the ashes like a phoenix in a business suit. The man's a drama queen, but he's not wrong. Julia's sister cried through the entire ceremony. And during our first dance, when the world faded into the music, Julia leaned into me and whispered, no regrets. I knew what she meant. Not about marrying her, there's never been a single doubt about that. She was asking about everything that happened to get me here. I whispered back, none. And I meant it. For years, people told me I'd have to forgive Ellie and Victor to truly move on. That without forgiveness, I'd be holding on to bitterness. But here's the truth, you don't owe forgiveness to people who shattered you. I didn't heal by forgiving them. I healed by building a life where they no longer mattered. I didn't waste energy trying to make peace with the past. I poured that energy into creating something better. And standing there on that dance floor with Julia, I knew I'd chosen the right path. As for Ellie and Victor? Here's what I've heard through the grapevine. Ellie vanished from my orbit completely after that final text. Julia's cease and desist clearly did its job. Word is she moved back to her hometown about 3 hours away and works retail now. A far cry from the shiny director position she had 6 years ago. I don't wish her ill. I just don't wish anything at all. She's not part of my story anymore. Victor, on the other hand, got hit with karma like a freight train. His engagement fell apart after his fiancée found out what happened between him and Ellie. He also lost his job at our dad's company after some blow-up between the two of them. Last I heard, he packed up and moved 2 states away to start over. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? And my dad. We haven't spoken since that last phone call. A few days after the wedding, I got a card in the mail. No apology. No, I was wrong. Just, congratulations on your marriage, Dad. I tossed it in the trash. A cousin told me he's not doing well. Victor leaving apparently gutted him. And, get this, he admitted to the family that maybe I backed the wrong son. Yeah, 6 years too late, Dad. He's alone now, except for his second wife, who, from what I've heard, isn't exactly thrilled with how everything's gone down. Maybe one day we'll talk. Maybe not. I'm not waiting around for it. Right now, as I'm typing this, Julia is passed out on the couch next to me. She's surrounded by case files, her reading glasses are slightly crooked on her nose, and she's snoring softly, completely unaware that she's the best thing that's ever happened to me. I look at her and I know, down to my bones, that I made the right choice. Not just marrying her, but choosing to stop letting people who broke me live rent-free in my head. This is it. This is the end of that chapter. Thank you, Reddit, for walking through this mess with me. For the advice, the support, and the clarity I didn't even know I needed. I don't know what the future holds, but I do know one thing for sure, I'm finally free. Jasper.